Western political thought. Actually, Plato is just possible in the state or only in the soul. Plato. Plato is justice possible in the state. Actually, Plato said, is justice is possible in the state or only in the soul. Plato. Why did Plato reject democracy? Explain philosopher king. Aristotle, man is a political animal. Explain Aristotle theory of state. Aristotle, compare Aristotle classification of a constitution with the modern topology. Medieval, Renaissance, Augustine, medieval Renaissance, Machiavelli, Augustine, how did he is Machiavelli is a teacher of evil. Discuss the prince of discourse. Machiavelli has no relation to morals. Is Machiavelli is a teacher of evil. Augustine, Augustine, church, city of God versus city of men. Aquinas, law is an ordinance of reason for common good. Social contract, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau. Medieval Renaissance, Augustine, Aquinas, Machiavelli. Medieval and classical Greek, Plato, Aristotle. Constitution with a modern typology. Aristotle, manage a political animal. Plato, manage a political animal. Plato is just possible in Plato, people reject democracy. Social contract, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau. Social contract, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau. Hobbes stated nature is war of all against all. Hobbes, absolutism. Locke, Rousseau, compare. State of nature is war of all against all. Explain Hobbes. Locke, government by consent. Discuss Locke's theory of natural rights plus limited government. Discuss Locke theory of natural rights. Limited government. Other liberalism. Hobbes. State of nature is war of all against all. State of nature. Hobbes absolutism. Rousseau, man is born free but everywhere is chained. General will. Rousseau. Totalitarian. Hobbes justify absolutism. Locke general natural rights. Limited government. Father liberalism. Social contract. Liberalism, utilitarianism. Liberalism, utilitarianism. Actually, Mill Bentham Burke. Bentham. Liberalism means Bentham. Mill Bentham Burke. Bentham caters happiness of great numbers. Explain utilitarianism. Criticisms. Bentham. J.S. Mill. How does Mill reconcile liberty and authority in liberty? How does Mill reconcile? Mill. Burke. Hegel. State is march of God on earth. Discuss Hegel's ideas theory of state. Hegel's idealist theory of state. State of state is march of a God on earth. Discuss Hegel's idealist theory of state. Hegel. State is march of God on earth. Discuss Hegel's idealist theory of state. State is march of God on earth. Discuss Hegel's idealist theory of state. State is march of God earth. Hegel's idealist theory. Burke called father of modern conservatism. Critic of French revolutions. Father of modern conservatism. Father of modern conservatism. Hegel, state is march of God on earth. March of God on earth. Discuss Hegel idealist theory of state. Hegel idealist theory of state. Discuss Hegel's idealist theory of state. March of God on earth. Hegel. Burke. Why is Burke called father of modern conservatism? What is Mill reconcile liberty and authority? Bentham. Greatest happiness of greatest number. Yes, Mill. How does Mill reconcile liberty and authority? Reconcile liberty. Bentham. Yes, Mill. Greatest happiness. Marxism critics. Marx, Engels, Gramsci. Marxism critics. Marx, Engels. History of Hitler, Marx. Class struggle. Existing society. Explain historian materialism. Marx is Marxism is a theory of revolution of theory of justice. Alienation for surplus value. Gramsci. What is cultural hegemony? How does Gramsci update Marx modern state? Marx modern state. Engels. Marxism. Gramsci cultural hegemony. Marx of modern state. Marx of modern state. Marx of modern state. Actually, Marx of modern state. Modern contemporary was Nazik. Feminist postmodernism. Modern contemporary roles. Modern contemporary roles. Nazik. Feminist postmodern roles. Justice is fairness. Explain roles original position. Veil of ignorance. Ignorance of veil. How does it respond to utilitarianism? Utilitarianism. Roles. Justice is fairness. Nazik. Minimal state is morally justified. Explain libertarian critique of laws. Minimal state is morally justified. Feminist thinkers. How did Western crafts Simon de Beauvoir did? Feminist thinker. Western political thought. Western political thought. Feminist thinker. Yes, justice as fairness. Modern political thinker. Explain roles, original positions. Modern contemporary was logic, feminist, postmodern. Modern contemporary was logic, feminist, modern, postmodern. Postmodern, modern. Logic, minimal state is morally justified. State, libertarian critic, Rawls. Libertarian critics, feminist thinker. How did Wollstonecraft. Theme-based question. Liberty, negative versus positive liberty. Locke, Mill, Green view. Negative positive liberty. Equality, formal versus substantive equality. Marx, Rawls, Ambedkar treat equality. Sovereignty. Austin, legal sovereignty versus plural critics. Is sovereignty divisible? State, contract theory versus organic theory. Contract theory versus organic theory. State, democracy, classical versus liberal versus deliberative democracy. Classical, liberal and democratic. Legal sovereignty, pluralist critics. Sovereignty divisible. Democracy. Classical, liberal, deliberative democracy. Democracy, classical, liberal, deliberative. Is democracy compatible with liberalism? Evolution. Why did Locke just revolution but Hobbes reject it? Locke. Justify revolution. Hobbes reject it. Positive liberty. Asia Berlin. What did Locke mean? Locke revolution. Hobbes reject. Formal versus substantive equality. How did Marx, Rawls, Ambedkar treat it? Marx, Rawls. Sovereignty. Austin's legal sovereignty is a pluralist critique. State, contract theory versus organic theory. Marx's theory of state. Ethical, liberal, deliberative democracy. It is democracy compatible with liberalism. Classical, liberal. Plato, allegory of cave. Machiavelli, virtue versus fortuna. Locke, property of theory. Property. Rousseau, general will. Mills, harm principles. Marx, dictatorship of proletariat. Rich persons, dictatorships. Rawls, reference principle. Gramsci, war of position, war of maneuver. Time plum. Criticism. Who critiqued? Locke critiqued Hobbes. Rawls critiqued Hobbes. Thus Locke. Rousseau critiqued Hobbes. Locke critiques Hobbes. Core argument. Key concept. X Hobbes. State of nature. Leviathan. Absolute sovereign. Problem thinker faced X Hobbes. English Civil War. Where does it matter today? Basis of state power in emergency. Basis of state power in emergency. basis of state power. Criticism, core argument, consider Hicks, Hobbes, state of nature, Leviathan, Hobbes, Leviathan, absolute sovereign, state of nature, state of nature, Leviathan, absolute sovereign, absolute. Hobbes, English Civil War, Kautilya, Saptanga theory of state, explain Kautilya, seven element, Kautilya, Kautilya, seven element, Saptanga theory of state, explain Kautilya, seven element, state in Arthashastra, which is Machiavellian. Kautilya, compare Kautilya statecraft with Machiavelli, realist or ethical thinker, dharma, ethical thinker, dharma, what is dharma? Dharma, what is dharma in political thought? Dharma in Indian political thought, how it is different from the Western law. Manu, discuss the Manu culture for cell order. Manu Smriti is political text. Western law. Shanti Parva. How does Mahabharata Shanti Parva deal with the kingship Raja Dharma? Kingship Raja Dharma. Medieval Bhakti. Kabir Nanak Akbar. Medieval Bhakti. Kabir Nanak Akbar. What Bhakti Sufi movement challenge state or caste? Political ideas of Kabir Nanak. How did Bhakti Sufi movement challenge state plus caste? How did Bhakti Sufi movement challenge state plus caste? Bhakti Sufi movement challenge Kabir Nanak. Political ideas of Kabir Nanak. Akbar Sulhi Kul Universal Peace. Explain Akbar's political philosophy. Akbar Sulhi Kul Universal Peace. Explain Akbar's political philosophy. Kabir Nanak. How did Bhakti Sufi movement challenge state plus caste political idea? Bhakti Sufi movement challenge state plus caste political ideas of Kabir Nanak. How did Bhakti Sufi movement challenge state plus caste? Sufi movement challenge state